Okay. Hey, at least we did the sideways jump this time. Instead of just like running directly towards Rico. I don't know. We'll see how we're feeling today. Um, I can always change it to a bad ending, you know, before we get to that point. Or we could just, like, suddenly run an IL. That also is fine. Come on, you little boy. Stop dancing. Hey, Shade. Nice to see ya. How you doing? I could have thrown that earlier, but whatever. Uh-oh. Missing that jump was not what I intended. Midwest was good. It was definitely like right on the edge of... Ooh, we bonked him. That's like perfect. It was definitely right on the edge of what I was, you know, comfortable with as far as being in person, and I think that had it happened even a week or two later, I would not have gone because of Delta, but... it didn't give me credit for the spear grab this time. But it was fun, you know, everybody was really nice, everybody was really helpful. That sort of thing. It was a bit weird, I guess, in kind of a good way, to have a live audience. Because on the one hand, it's cool that they, like, clap when you do things, right? On the other hand, I felt way more pressure than I normally would to, like, do things or commentate in a way that would make them clap or make them happy, you know? And I was, by the time my run came up, I was exhausted. I had gotten on a plane at like 4:30 that morning. My run was at 7 p.m. I hadn't had anything to eat for the entire day. Like, you know. I was wrecked by the time that my run started. So in a different world, where COVID wasn't a thing, I would have gotten there, like, days ahead of time. And actually gone to the con. And, like, done the whole event. But as far as I was concerned, like, I was there to do my run, because I promised to do my run. But other than that, it was a bit too COVID for me still, you know? And like, a friend of ours is having a wedding next month. And we're still not decided whether we're going or not. Because, Draco, move your head, dude. Honey, move your head. The wedding is in Florida. Even if it wasn't in Florida, I still wouldn't feel great, but the fact that it's in Florida surely doesn't help. Like, I feel bad because, you know, they, I think, have already put off their wedding at least once. Because of COVID. But at the same time, like, I'm sorry, but you're in Florida and you're having kind of a big wedding and that squicks me out, you know? But I'm not the best person to ask about it because I wanted, for my own wedding, I wanted a really, really small wedding. As far as I was concerned, we could have gone to the courthouse. You know, that was the kind of person I was. Whatever. And so if people would have been like, I'm not coming to your wedding because I could get sick. I'm like, okay, you know, but not everybody is like that, so. Hi, Sokasa. Thank you for the treats. Hey, Shavil. Nice to see ya. I had somebody come in, and I say this affectionately, don't get me wrong, but I had somebody come in, it was probably like a month or two ago now, while I was doing a Last Guardian speedrun and I was on like a really good pace. And they came in like right as Trico didn't listen to me about something, and they were like, you gotta feed him more barrels and pet him to make him listen better. And I was like, thanks, you know? It was very well intentioned, it made me happy. Yeah, finally back-to-back stream days. I'm trying so hard to keep my original schedule, which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. But it's been rough lately. I had to start early today because I have a doctor's appointment later. But we should have time for the whole thing. I hope. Which means no resets, of course, but I don't usually reset anyway. Boy, why did you just stop in the middle of the hall, you weirdo? Yoink. I lost a little bit of time, but that's not that bad, all things considered. I'm not gonna try to land on this. Landing on it sucks. For sure, Shavil. It's just like... Treeks. I wanna stream, but some days, like, I'm just, like, physically sick or physically in pain, and it's like, well, that doesn't impact my ability to talk or anything, but it's still just nice to be able to just lie down flat for a little while, you know? And so when I miss stream, that's usually why. It's usually just because I'm, like, lying down. Boy, barrel, please. How do you like Assassin Cleopatra? It's one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, and I've played all of them so far, up to Origins. So I haven't played Odyssey or Valhalla yet. But basically I found everything in between Ezio and now to be kind of meh. I played them because they were Assassin's Creed, and it was like, well, okay, I'm assassinating people, so this is Assassin's Creed, I guess. And Origins just feels really good. The controls feel really good. The story feels robust. Like, when I do side quests, it's actually like, this is a side quest with a person who is a little bit memorable. Instead of, this is a bandit camp that you should destroy. You know what I mean? Hey, Ryan. Good morning. Thanks for the good luck. Thank you also for explicitly writing "Good luck, have fun," because you know that I think that that means good luck, high five.
家だらせぼやくどゆりやのずやろてあうゆうくんやあかしてやた
Also, before I forget, because Sokasa already generously redeemed a treat. I was gonna say a tweet for some reason.
やでやのけて
Mort's on break for a little bit.
いに
He's getting ready to shed again. So he doesn't feel very good right now, poor guy. So if you give treats, you can still choose to give them to Mort, he just might not eat them. Or you can give them to anybody else. We're also coming up into the part of the year where multiple reptiles are going to go into brumation. So I don't know how much they're going to be interested in food. The berries should still be interested in food, they don't brumate. Brumation is basically like lizard hibernation over the winter. No, Sokasa, you're not making him too fat. He's just... Basically, as far as I can tell, when reptiles are getting ready to shed, they get kind of like how you feel when you have a sunburn that's healing. It's like still painful, but mostly it's just itchy and uncomfortable and like tight feeling and everything. I think that that's how Mort feels. And so obviously he's kind of blech, you know? Oof. But nah, Mort's health always comes first. So if people cash in so many treats that he is eating too much, I would just wrap them into like his weekend meal or whatever. You never have to worry about making him too fat. Yeah, CJ, lizards will still come out to drink. A lot less frequently, but they will still come out to drink. So they're not quite like a bear. But like Raphelos, I think comes out to drink like once every 2 weeks or something. So not very often. And Mort is like a half brumator. So he'll still usually... Dude? What on earth are you doing? What were you shouting at? But Mort will basically still just be wandering around, but he'll just stop eating. So it's a little bit stressful every year because I'm like, oh boy, is something wrong with Mort? But there's never anything wrong with Mort. He's just doing his weird brumation thing. I'm just his ma, so I always worry. Just like I do, like, I've had Mort for years, right? And every single time he sheds, he gets twitchy and uncomfy, and he, like, coughs a little bit and things like that. And every time I'm like, Mort, no, are you dying? Mort, honey! He's just shedding. Like, calm down, I know this, you know? Because Mort's a drama queen. He's such a drama queen. You should see him when I take him out of the enclosure. Because he's like a big tube sock filled with rice, right? You know, he's pretty easy to hold. He doesn't climb anywhere on his own. And I'll take him out. And he throws his arms out sideways, and the look on his face is just like, well, this is it for me. I'm like, dude. I've got you, you know? He's such a drama queen. How old's Mort? He's 3. He's still rather young, but he's fully grown. In as much as reptiles ever are, because they always keep growing. But the average lifespan for a mort that's well taken care of is like between 15 and 20 years. Some of the people in the breeder group that I'm in have morts that are like 28. I think the oldest one that we have is 32, so... Here's hoping. That's exactly what he's like, Sokasa. He's like, well, this is it. Tell my fans I love them. Farewell. And then I just sit him on the ground and he's like, oh. Oh. Why did you all take so long? What on earth happened there that caused that time loss? I guess Trico didn't really come up the pillar very fast. Don't turn around. Look at me, honey. Good job. No, morts live a long time. Come on. Get your butt over here. What are you barking about? Get over here. Dude. What? Come here. Just walk in this direction. More than one step at a time. Yeah, so mostly we have very long-lived reptiles. Basically all of them have a lifespan that averages between 15 and 20 years. With the exception of Gek. Gek Bagel, the average lifespan for them doesn't really exceed 6 or 7. If you have some really, really remarkable geckos, you can get up to like 11 maybe. But number one, we don't know how old Bagel is, but she's at least 3. And she was a rescue. She came to us like missing her tail. It's not necessarily been easy for her. So... Come on, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Come on, good job, dude. And like, that's why a couple months ago, we didn't think that she was gonna make it. I was doing everything that I could. Because with something like Gek, you know, even if you go to an exotic vet, they might not necessarily have seen one of her before. And they don't know what to do, and she's really fragile. So it's dangerous to even take her to the vet because the stress of it can just kill her. So it was basically up to me to make sure that I did everything I could to make sure she was okay. And that's kind of what you sign up for when you choose the reptiles that you have, right? But thankfully, I was able to slowly nurse her back to health. And she's doing great now, again. She's always very hungry. She's zooming all over the place every day. So we don't know quite how old she is or quite how much longer she has, but it'll be good no matter what. Or at least we'll do our best to make it so. It's just really frustrating, right? Because when you keep exotics and you have to play vet yourself, like she wasn't eating, she wasn't moving. She was staying on the ground, which for an arboreal gecko is like the opposite of everything that they're supposed to do. And so I was like making like a bug paste and making it super watery and putting it in like an eyedropper and dropping it onto her nose and onto her eyes. Because geckos have an instinct that when something is on their face, I'm sure you've seen, right? They lick their eyeballs and stuff. And so I was trying to do little drops on her face to like make her lick them so she gets a little bit of nutrients and that kind of thing. And I was making her pastes and putting her in quarantine enclosures and trying to tongue feed her and everything. And keep in mind, she's like real tiny, right? Like her head is the size of a dime or so. So it was not easy to do that, but thankfully she's doing a lot better. Nowadays, I put her bowl of insects in there, and she like leaps over to me into the bowl before the bowl's even on the floor. So she's feeling a lot better. She's a flying gecko, so she's very good at leaping far distances. But then, besides Mort, the oldest reptile we have is Sam, I believe. Because Sam should be 4. He'll be 5 in March. He was also a rescue. Ugh. No, get up on the tail, you goober. But Sam was like a rescue that we intended. You know, we wanted a Doomeral's boa. And there just happened to be a rescue of a Doomeral's boa that we could take in, and we were like, of course, we'll take him. Because we were gonna find one of those anyway. Gek was a complete accident. Somebody was just like, look, I can't take care of her. And I was like, yep, okay. Never in my life did I expect to have a flying gecko. I really had no interest in flying geckos. But here she is, and she's adorable and lovely. Still looking out for waifus for the berries as well. When we got them, it was on the assumption that they were a male and female. But as with many kinds of lizards, kind of almost impossible to tell until they either, you know, pop out their weenies or have babies. So we may have 2 males. 1 male for sure, but I think we have 2 males. Which means that they need waifus. Not only because the entire point of having them is for conservation, but also because they need family. And I'm not just saying that to be like, guys, wake up. I'm not just saying that to be anthropomorphizing them. You know, I'm not just saying that because humans like family and like company. But the berries are a species that actively, like, they will become depressed and die of loneliness if they don't have a family. So on the quest for waifus, for the berries. Chico, why can't you ever knock these guys on the ground in a way that I can pull their helmets off? You know? Also, we have no helmets so far, so... Yep, give me that one. Perfect. Throw it right into my arms. Come here. As far as actual helmet skip, the helmet part went really well. The fight was kind of garbage. Boy, get up. Yeah, I'll accept being on this stupid railing. The fight was like nice and ordered, and it was kind of because of the way that the fight turned out that the helmets went so well. So it's not necessarily that the fight was awful, it's just that Rico chose to take a long time in between doing everything that he did. Which is why we're gonna lose a smidge of time on it. But of the fights we could have had, that certainly was not the worst. He was really effective. So he yeeted people off of the bridge really consistently, which was really nice. It was just that he would like attack and then back off and stand there for a little while. And that's kind of what we don't want to see. But if that's the way he handles the rest of the fights in the game, I will be very pleased, you know? Okay, Ryan, how about this? Do you have a desk and does it currently work? Let's start there. Go, buddy. Let's not putz around here all day, dude. He ran really far, which is good. That usually means he'll go for the second part pretty decently. Come on. Good job. Alright. Doing well so far, my dude. Around the pillar. Look up. Ooh, and I do like being on his belly as well. That was a decent place to be. Unless I can't climb. Okay. Good job. Don't get stuck. Good job, dude. This was a nice little script. I really don't want Vine Skip. Like, I want to try it, but I don't want it. Good, I didn't get it. I never want Vine Skip. It's faster, but it sucks. And 9 times out of 10, even if you get it... Like, when I say get Vine Skip, I mean land on the roof. Once you land on the roof, you still have a bunch of stuff to do that has to go right, or else it loses time. Which is why I don't like it. Oh, I love that well. That was amazing. Beautiful. Hey, A-Fan. Nice to see ya. Yeah, I usually have it in me to go fast with Last Guardian, at least. I really wish that I had a split there nowadays. I'm still getting used to the fact that I cut down my splits. I am so bad for making, like, way too many splits for a game. So after, like, 3 years, I finally cut them down. And now I feel, like, naked, you know? I would have had 3 splits in between Vine Skip and Blue Ledge. As I recall. Freaks. Don't leave without me. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. I don't really know what's caused us to lose time so far, though. Like, I guess it's just Trico being a little bit of a goober, because this hasn't felt particularly bad so far. And by this point, we could be as many as like 45 seconds to a minute ahead. I don't really know what Trico was doing. It's just the little things, you know. Yeah, basically, Trivial, Vine Skip is based on having everything go right. It's not even like that big of a save. Granted, I think that the Vine Skip split that I have still has some stuff to be improved. Like, it goes right, but I don't think it goes right on the first try. So if you get Vine Skip, like, perfectly, you're looking at saving, you know, 30 seconds or something, which is pretty nice. But when does that ever happen? If you get it, when does that ever happen? Because Vine Skip, you end up on the roof. Here you go. Buddy. You end up on the roof. And normally you're supposed to pull that jug, right? So that it's in the middle hole. It won't be in the middle hole if you land on the roof. So you aren't supposed to be able to get up onto the roof without the jug being at the middle hole. Which means that if you try to close it, come on, turn around, unspin yourself. Not only is there not a platform to charge into the lid of the jug and close it if you're not, you know, in the middle, but it's programmed to not close if you're not in the middle. So it's literally just brute forcing the physics of the game to make it close anyway. But 99% of the time you charge into the lid, run into it, nothing happens, and you fall down below, which is where you would have just ended up if you didn't do Vine Skip at all, so all you did was waste time. It's kind of just really sloppy, really gross. I don't like it. But it's still in the task, because of course, if you do everything just right and everything works, it's faster. Oops. Yeah. TLDR Vine Skip bad. Yep. Oh, honey, why you jumpy? Why you jumpy? Bud. Bud. I can't see. Move, little boy. If I was up on his back right now, this would be fine. I'm just gonna go for this one, fine. I was trying to go for the one that was closer, so that we could at least save a little bit of time. But with the camera, I couldn't tell if I was actually gonna make the jump. So yeah, little things like Trico's being a little bit disobedient today, or like a little bit of a troll. Nothing too extreme, but over time it's gonna add up. I do not expect for him to be done with that fight by the time that I get in here, so... Yoink! Alright, not that bad of a time loss, though. Yeah, Trico's a little feisty today. Got a little spunk. On gents, out of the way. Good job. Based on how this game was going so far, I was concerned about how they were gonna pop out of the wall. Come on, guys. Cheville, I'm gonna say that Trico's being a little bit slow because he's trying to manipulate what's gonna happen later. Maybe if we're a little slow, we'll be on a different seed or something. No kill in the first little fight hallway here is not really what we want to see. That's not super common. Oh, that's 2 as well that he didn't kill. Well, he killed both of them in one swipe, though. There's one left. Okay. So overall, that was still a pretty decent fight, even though he was pacifist for some of it. They clustered together really well. Hey, dude. Come on. Good job. Whack. I was just waiting for the fight music just in case. Having to do this again is a huge time sink. I'm gonna go for early command skip, where Trico takes one less step. It's riskier because you can end up underneath the stairs instead of next to them, but we'll see. That seems like a question Mort would know the answer to. Kind of a weird place for you to be, dude. I needed you to kind of take another step forward. Well, I will live with the consequences of my actions. We'll hit the pillar if we have to. I knew I was going to end up on his back if I failed, so I wanted to try. Lift. Lift. Up. Head up. Thank you. So that ended up not benefiting from being any faster. But that's okay. Oh, big yawn, Mort. Good job, buddy. You good? No pillar, okay? Good job, man. He's been taking the pillar all the time. I'm so glad to see him not for once. He's not wrong. Mort will not be fooled. Good morning, Morty. How do you feel today? So, like, mad props, a fan to people who route things. I'm not good at routing. Like, with Last Guardian, you don't necessarily have to route that much, like, at the beginning. Number one, Satsu primarily did the initial routing. But number two, you have to play the whole game in order. The game is very strict about that, so... You know, in that sense, routing was kind of easy. Nice. Oh, that guy didn't die, though. Still good. We had to wait extra time because that guy didn't explode when Trico hit him. So we had to wait for him to hit the death floor. But yeah, like... I've briefly tried routing some meme categories and stuff of other games like Spyro, and good lord. There's just so much to think about. Especially in games like Hollow Knight, where choices that you make now affect choices that you make later. You know? It just blows my mind. Get down. Mort's just done. He's like, I'm not even answering. I'm not taking questions anymore. Yeah, I can't imagine doing that. Like, just buying the game specifically for the purpose of routing it immediately. But I guess that's just, like, what makes some people happy, right? JK is that way too, I think. Like, I think that JK would have no problem whenever Team Eco puts out their next game, like, I think JK would be the person to be like, I'm buying this game, I'm just blitzing through it real quick, and I'm getting a speed rundown, you know? Where you going, Mort? You okay, buddy? I'm just inordinately worried about him. I don't need to be. I know he doesn't feel good because he's shedding, and that just makes me sad, you know? Anytime, Trico, you could, like, help. Thing with... Not that one. Okay, is this counting? The music didn't do what I expected it to. Hello, Nem. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Mort... Mort has departed. If Trico would have done better in that fight, I would have had time to find Mort on the camera. Okay, swag task strats. Gotta come in clutch here, save some time. Well, but it's a place to start, A-fan, so that's good. Task strat? Yes! We get to save some time. Bye! Bam. Finally. Almost like I know what I'm doing sometimes. Okay, Mort. Where'd you go? I don't know. There's Bort, though. Bort is currently on cam. I'm assuming he's behind his pumpkin. But I don't actually know where he is. Oh, there he is. Hi, buddy. I see you, even if you think I don't. Yeah. Hey, Bort. Alright, I was gonna get these spears, but I'm not. He's almost done. I know, honey. You don't feel good. He's rubbing up against a bunch of stuff, right? Because he needs to shed, and he's itchy, and he's uncomfortable. Can you do the jump, dude? Yeah, see, that's the thing, A-Fan. That's what I meant to some extent by, like, what you do in Hollow Knight affects what you do later. You need to think about Geo. You need to think about, like, which bosses are actually feasible to beat in a certain amount of time, given, like, what kind of spells and stuff you have. Like, is it worth it to go out of the way to get, like, Descending Dark or something for the sake of beating certain other bosses really fast? Like, all that kind of stuff. I don't know how people route all that. And I guess that's the reason that speedruns always change, right? Because you don't. You don't route that correctly the first time. You refine it over upwards of years, right? Oof. Good fall cancel. Yeah, Mort's just done, I guess. Why aren't you answering questions, buddy? We just had a talk about this last week, I thought. For some reason, I get a bad feeling about Hodor this time. I get the feeling that Trico's gonna... He's gonna do something. Wow, that really bounced. That's exactly what it is, Sokasa. He doesn't want blueberries right now, but he still wants the choice to have blueberries right now. He just wants to sit in a chair while people fan him with palm fronds and drop grapes into his mouth. Get me back to where I needed to be. Almost certainly, Cheville. Almost certainly. I was actually going to check that during Hodor here. Bless you, Mort. And in typical me fashion, I, again, don't remember Mort's password, so... I don't know, I wouldn't discredit yourself based just on that, A-Fan, because a lot of the time, people who are less familiar with a run have a more open mind. You know? Like, some of the stuff that we accomplish in Last Guardian, we only accomplished because runners who were unfamiliar with it looked at it and was like, can you do this? And we're like, I never thought of that, you know? Because it's like so out of the realm of what we would normally try to do. It's quail eggs 420. Almost certainly, Cheville. Work it out, Mort. You can do it, bud. He might be, like, actively trying to shed right now. Oh god, Steel Soul. Why would you do it in Steel Soul? For the achievement, I guess, right?
Always.
Oh, that was such a good jump. That was beautiful. Love it. So Trico didn't even give me any time during Hodor. Which is not like him.
aia medem ahino kuisi. Ite oig, araki inarosi, otrikono, ie kesa.
Umu's the worst. Not even gonna lie, Umu's the worst. I consistently lost Pantheon of Hallowness runs to Umu. I know, Morty. Keep trying. I just hear him bonking around in there. Here you go. Come here. What are you doing all the way back there? Get. Oh, you weirdo. Grab me. Grab me. The camera was a little weird coming off that launch. I mean, dive not only opens up movement possibilities, but also is just like so important against bosses, you know? I don't know what your plan for bosses is, but that is way closer to the tip of his tail than I would like to be. An alright location. Pretty close to his butt. I'll wait because I was spoiled with this working, and then last time I tried to do this quit and reload thing, it didn't work. Because we don't have a checkpoint between shoving that cart off before the bridge breaks and him getting up here, so it's not worth it to try to save like 10 seconds. Nice run through that hallway. No stumbles, no nothing. Oh, I didn't split epic butt climb. Sad. I was too focused on actually doing epic butt climb. Hello again, Mort. How's it going? I feel so bad. Like, every time that any of my reptiles is shedding, I feel so bad. I'm like, I want to help. I want to make you feel better, you know? I'm such a baby. Jump. Did not have to wait that long. Very nice. It doesn't end up making that much difference whether you actually do that or not, because Trico still has to finish the fight in this room. Hey buddy, you done? Good job, let's go. Oh, makes me want to barf. I was uncomfortably close to breaking my leg, dude. Okay, Shadow Tash isn't here. Maybe we have a chance to, like, do, eye puzzle without being unlucky. No, 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 honey. I know, you did it wrong. Thank you. He didn't have to get angry that second time, but... What are you doing? What are you doing? Get on the floor and then get up here. Dude. Just boost me. Thank you. Why was that such a problem? Yeah, it's not... No. It's not for everybody. For sure. Like, as you can see, even speedrunners who have played this game hundreds of times sometimes just can't get Trico to listen, you know? That's why I think it takes, like... Okay. A certain kind of person to actually enjoy this speedrun, right? It's very easy to get frustrated with it. Thank you. Alright, I'll take that. It was like... kind of second try. 1.5 tries. Because he fell through the floor. How dare my glitch... or my little glitched, standy place not let me stand there. Hey, buddy. I'm not gonna do the fall again. It's just... personally, I've determined that it's too risky for me. You don't need it. You're still gonna get slow-mo 9 times out of 10 anyway. And you run the risk of either getting stuck on this chain or just straight up dying and having to do the eye drop again, so... I'm just not doing it for the sake of saving, like, a second of slow-mo. It's the worst when he like readjusts himself to jump and then decides not to. He'll often take this last one on his own. Alright, buddy. Don't kill me, okay? Oh no. Oh no. Am I still on him? Yeah, somehow. I was standing, which is never ever what you want to see the boy doing. Because sometimes if the boy just like stands on his back, ugh, his neck is gross. If the boy stands on his back, that kind of supersedes any grab. And so Trico slides out from under you like a surfboard. I did not split Eye in the Sky. I'm sure that's why it doesn't even have a time, because I forget to split it every single time. We're doing well. Even if the splits are a shoddy representation because I suck. No, 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 get down, get down! Oh, jeez. We were like a fraction of an inch from that cutscene. Oof. I have so many clips that I've always meant to put, like, the boy raving to music. Because I made, like, my little, I don't know, 2-minute or whatever Last Guardian Vine compilation, but I didn't make that one for some reason. I think I might have bonked that guy with the spear. Just touching them is sufficient to make them notice that you're there, so he might be waiting for me. When we're done pulling this lever, we'll see. Okay, not good. I was trying to do the run in front of him thing, but even just taking that little second of slowdown makes it no longer possible. We saved it though. Jumps along here are technically faster if you get every single jump. Alright, nice drawbridge. It was especially nice because that drawbridge was so fast that it actually delayed me being able to pull the lever because Trico... The game was spawning Trico on the drawbridge because I had gotten so far ahead of it. But I was still ahead of it even spawning Trico. And so it had to make the lever harder to pull so that it had time to fully get Trico on the bridge. I don't even want to think about Vine Skip, Deville. Ugh, it treats me so poorly. Yeah, when you do drawbridge that way, you like subvert the game's intended like show Trico turning around and jumping over to you thing, and so it just spawns Trico on the bridge. I always mean to be looking at the bridge when I'm doing it to see if Trico just kind of like and appears, you know? But I always forget. No worries, Shipil. It's just like, I don't know why it's my kryptonite. No one else seems to have particular problems with it.
あぎくないないくあとりこうのいやなほうとくやとゥドゥあてでキャドゥありえてやくあがらほ
But yeah, I can definitely be happy with that barrel skip. That was nice. Hopefully the next one treats me just as well. Boy should be nothing but paste by the end of this adventure. His body should be more of a suggestion. Oof, that was actually closer than I might have liked. We made it though. Don't shout at me. I am so sorry that you're covered in this many spears, but I simply do not have the time. Alright, that seemed like he... Nope. That was a complete and utter failure to listen to anything I had to say. Trico. Jump. Yeah, he's just really been giving me problems here lately. This is a very challenging area. But for some reason, he just really doesn't want to listen. And now he's just doing it on his own. Whatever, as long as we get up there. Technically, you can reset while you're still on his back, but I'm not willing to chance it. What on earth are you doing? You've created debris in midair. Well, good try, I guess, Trico. Not really. You didn't actually try. But I like you anyway. Someday. I don't know that there's a single person in chat right now that was here the last time that I got cutscene skip. That's how long it's been. Cutscene skip, Ryan. When Trico doesn't look off to the side to find the sound of that other Trico, it's pure chance. Like, there's nothing you can do to get Trico to be more likely to just make the jump fast enough that he doesn't stand around and wait for that to happen, but... There is a pretty decent chance you were here. You're right, now that I think about it. Because it wasn't like 2 years ago or something. So the time we lost, this 322 did have cutscene skip. Which is why we lost that time. Oh, Big Yawn, Mort! Oh, good, CJ. Good. No, I'm happy to help. I do speak Japanese, Cheville, yes. I lived and worked in Japan for a while, so did husbando. And I got a bachelor's in Japanese language from undergrad, in addition to my linguistics bachelor's. I'm one of those people that's not very good at actually speaking Japanese, like with my mouth. But if you need me to write like a super formal business email, or you want me to write like an academic article or something, I'm really good at that, you know? Whereas husbando is the opposite. He really doesn't remember kanji. He struggles to read kanji. But he can totally just walk into a restaurant and be like, yeah, can we just have a table, and also, can I have this specific kind of beer? We'll let you know what we want in a couple minutes, you know? And like, I can do that, but I seem like such a goob when I do it. No, no, honey. We are not going backwards, okay? We are not going backwards. Get up here. No, no! Trico, stop. Stop, dude. What even? Well, there goes all our time for Panda Plummet because Trico decided that jump meant backwards. Oh, boy. Oh, well. Yeah, I really commend Husbando for being able to speak Japanese the way he does. He does it the right way. Like, he's not fluent. Neither of us are fluent. But if you're gonna learn to speak a language, the best way to do it is just throw yourself in. Like, if you're in Japan and you kinda sorta know Japanese, just speak it. Just put together the sentences that you can, and if they're wrong, like, that's okay. That's the best way to do it, that's the best way to learn, and that's the best way to get better. And I'm just really not that kind of person. I really struggle to do that. Because think about it, right? I'm a linguist, so I study language very, like, objectively and very specifically. And I'm also an editor. So again, I'm very focused on exactly what makes language work. That kind of predisposes me to be like, is my sentence right? Hold on, let me figure this out. When that's not really what you should be doing, you know? You should just kind of be talking. Immersion is by far the best way to learn a language. But as you suggest, it's... I wouldn't necessarily say terrifying, it can be exhausting. Like, that's how I learned Hungarian. I just lived in Budapest for a while. Because, yeah, like, if you think about somebody speaking your language, whatever your native language is, you don't care if they make mistakes. Like, you don't think they're stupid for making mistakes. You just, like, intently listen, and you try to understand what they're saying, and then if they succeed in saying what they wanted to say, you're, like, really happy for them. People will do that for you in a foreign language, too. So, like, just go for it, you know? Perfectionism does get in the way of actually using a language. Exactly. And I know that in my head, but it's just so much a part of my character. Not necessarily perfectionism, but just like carefulness and like contemplativeness that it's hard to overcome that and just throw myself out there. Yeah, I always feel bad that I can't take the spears out in a timely manner, usually. It's entirely possible, CJ. I certainly don't speak Japanese with a native Japanese accent. But yeah, my strength primarily lies in like doing handwritten kanji stuff and, like I said, really formal stuff. The part of Japanese that most people really, really are intimidated by, like that really formal business Japanese, keigo and kenjogo. I love that. And part of the reason I love it is because it follows rules, right? It's less flexible than the rest of the language. So there is a yes or no answer to, is this correct? You know? Hello, Mort. Or rather, hello, Mort's nose. It's Mort and Bort in the same image. Alright, finally it's vine skip time. Oh boy. Espondo, what are you saying to me? Espondo is saying that we should feed the berries grapes. That is literally what he has taken time out of his workday to tell me. Mort, that was a question. Do you need to go back to school, buddy, to learn what a question is? It is true, Sokasa. Like, for some reason, we've just never thought of giving grapes to the berries, and I think that they would love them. And probably Mort, too. Mort coming in with the burn. Oh hey, at least he answered you, CJ. I suppose you should feel a little honored. Alright. Let's see. He did, Cheville. I didn't do anything. He got back on Twitch all by himself. Because I checked and I saw that his account was connected and I was like, well, alright, Mort. It's up to you now. Okay, can I just have this first try, please? I hate this so much. And the camera's not even... Rico, get your butt out of the way. Okay, just give it to me. No! Why do I suck at this? I just get so unlucky. Because I promise you, when it happens, it won't be any different. Do I really need to relegate myself to actually just riding Trico down? Because I'm so unlucky with this? Hey, okay, second try. I will accept it. I will accept it. We're down here. It's over. As soon as I touch the floor, I checkpoint, so... Ugh. Yeah, that's the thing, Cheville. Like, the boy can grab, and it still counts as a death because the distance fallen is still, like, death-worthy. So it can be really frustrating. Like, you succeed, but the game doesn't give it to you anyway. And that's what happens to me all the time. Very rarely do I actually, like, miss vine skip. Where I jump somewhere where I wouldn't have grabbed the vines. It's just like, the game is like, nah. I don't feel like it. Perfect throw. I did a little door manipulation to make it so that it would land there. Or roughly there. So that I wouldn't have to readjust it for him. He did, however, take approximately 6 millennia to eat it, so did it make a difference? What are you doing? What are you staring at, bud? Oh, he has departed, I guess. Morty? Oh, there you are. Hi, bud. Go back to sleep, dude. Telemortation. Oh, where did you get this? Oh, it probably spawned in after the reload. I removed these. And then we had to checkpoint reload and they came back. Alright, good job, Trico. Ready? You got this. Jump, jump. Oh, can I rant for a minute? Because I feel like converting this run into a world record run, which means I have to rant. I just remembered that I forgot to call the pharmacy, which reminded me. So yesterday, the reason that I played Assassin's Creed yesterday instead of Eco, right, was because I was frustrated with all of the, like, doctor stuff that was going on. And I was frustrated because I'm not allowed to see the specialist that I was seeing. So finally, I got scheduled with somebody else who is in insurance network and all that. And I couldn't yesterday shake the feeling that, like, something wasn't right. And I remembered this morning what it is. And I called, and I'm right. And I don't like that I'm right. The doctor that I'm scheduled to see, I've seen before. She told me, in response to my chronic pain and multiple doctors' requests to do imaging, she literally told me, to my face, that the reason that I was in pain was because I was unhappy in my marriage. Now, I don't know if you know me and Husbando, but I am stupid happy, number one. And number two, this isn't psychosomatic pain. And that's the doctor that I got scheduled with. And I was like, are you kidding me? Whoa! He yeeteth. So I'm obviously just a little bit grumpy about that. Rico, buddy. Thank you. For Pete's sake.
Awizi.
Still a good fight, but... Right? Like... She suggested that I, like, wasn't used to being married or so. I don't even understand, like, what she was suggesting. And she said that the stress of it was causing my pain. And I was like, no. So I guess we'll see what she has to say this time. I'm trying to have an open mind. I'm trying, like, maybe she was just having a really bad day. You know, it was like the beginning of COVID times. I don't know. Trying to still be optimistic about it, but... That's just so far outside of her field. You know? That would be like if you went to... I don't know. I can't even think of an example. Like if you went to a heart surgeon and they were like, I think you have ingrown toenails or something. Like, it's just not even remotely close to what they practice. She has no authority on which to say that other than her own personal bias, which I do not give two flying fucks about. You know? And she didn't even ask about my husband or about anything that could possibly be making me unhappy to have the opinion that I was unhappy, because what would cause her to think that? She's never met him. Like, her only basis for saying that was that at the time that I went to see her, we had been married for less than 5 years. And she's like, well, sometimes the stress of, you know, big life changes like that can last for years. Okay, so if you're sick at all in the first 5 years of your marriage, I guess you're not actually sick. Oh, that was a really good run. I was at the ladder. Thank you for your added voice. It makes me feel validated to know that basically everybody thinks that she is kind of off the deep end. Exactly, Cheville. It's like not even remotely related. Right? And that's part of the thing. Like, she's a woman. You know? Because I don't think that she would say the same thing if my husband was the one going in. Or even if my husband was with me. I don't think she would say the same thing. You know? Possibly she wouldn't say the same thing if he was with me, because it would be obvious that I don't, in fact, hate him. But I don't know. So I'm trying to have an open mind. But I'm very disgruntled that I don't get to see the specialist that I was seeing anymore. and that it has to be her that I'm seeing now. She gets one chance. And if she pulls that nonsense while I am in her office, I am leaving and I am not paying. Because if she does things like that, she did not provide me with any care. Any medical care that I should pay her for. You know? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's next something. Oh, I guess not quite next week. It's... Oh yeah, it is next Friday. Oh, not where I want to be. Please move, little boy. Good. Good, good. Is Trico's gonna spin his tail as he brings it out here. Very good, very good. Lost some time. Go ahead. I kind of want to do the thing where you make the armors not wake up, but I'm still working on making that actually worthwhile. I'm gonna try the Sancho step again. Yoink. Yoink. Yeah! You made it up there. That was quite decent as far as little sections go. Get over here, my dude. Come on. Also, don't forget that I'm running this at no glitches this Friday, I think. Thanks, Quill. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's always fun to just kind of putz around, you know? I meant to do Inside as well at SDAT, but unfortunately I was really sick at the time. Sometimes, Cheville. Thursdays is usually like a wild card day. For a while it was pathless until I achieved my goal time. Had a couple world records in it. So sometimes I still come back to pathless. I think upcoming for a little while it's going to be Shadow the Colossus. So that I can refine that a little bit for Tricofecta. Because I know that some people are fairly close to redeeming Tricofecta. Which would mean that all 3 days of the week that I stream are Team Eco games. Monday would be Eco, Tuesday Last Guardian, Thursday Shadow. But like this Thursday is gonna be sumo wrestling. So like I say, Thursday is just kind of a wild card day. If you've never been here for a sumo stream, by the way, I'm a little biased, but highly recommended. You don't have to know anything about sumo or Japanese or anything. It's just choose the large man who's wearing the color that you like. And it's a lot of fun. I knew Ryan would be back as soon as I said sumo. That's like the password to summon Ryan. Alright, Trico. Let's glitch it up, buddy. Oh god. Dude.
Awizi.
I didn't expect him to actually jump that fast. It worked, though. So if you've never seen this before, there's supposed to be 4 armors here. But there's only one. The one all the way down here. Because it starts loading them in from down here. And it goes one by one toward the front of the room. And if you interrupt that load by resetting as soon as you can after the checkpoint exists, then you stop all of them from loading in. Calm down, buddy. Calm it down, dude. So we are still gonna have the fight music until I reset again. Because according to the game, there's still 3 more armors, right? And I haven't killed them. So it still thinks that the fight is going on. Ugh. I hate it when he does that. You're the worst. I'm so glad that people like sumo streams. Like, when I did that for the first time, I was like, nobody's gonna be here. Nobody's gonna like this. But I love sumo, and if y'all know me, like, I just do the things that I like, and you can show up or not, it's up to you. And it turns out that I'm just really bad at figuring out what people would like. Because when I first started streaming, I primarily streamed Spyro, but I also streamed Last Guardian, and that was in like 2018 or whatever. And I was like, nobody cares about Last Guardian. Like, nobody's gonna care about this game. I'm not gonna stream it. Well, it turns out Last Guardian is the most popular thing I stream. And same with sumo. I was like, nobody's gonna care about this. Everybody loves sumo. Like, I'm just really bad at figuring out what people like. Which is why I just kind of do my own thing, and you can show up if you would like to. I've long since given up. Trico, get out here. I lost a world record once to him never walking out that door. Trico, are you coming? Thank you. Took you long enough, you goob. So yeah, Thursday will be sumo. I haven't quite decided how much sumo we're gonna watch. But we usually watch at least 2 days. Unfortunately, for you all, Miyagi no Beya, which is where a ton of our favorite wrestlers are from, has had a COVID outbreak, so they will not be competing. That includes Hakuho, the Yokozuna, because of course it does. Enho, my favorite wrestler. Ishira, one of my slightly less favorite, but basically favorite wrestlers. And Hokuseiho, who lots of people really, really like. So, all of Miyagi-No is out, unfortunately. But, don't forget that Terunofuji is a Yokozuna now, so we do still have a Yokozuna competing. It's so sad, Sokasa. Like... Hakuho doesn't have that many tournaments left. He needs everyone that he can get, you know? And I don't think that he has COVID, but they're just taking precautions, you know? So basically, I'm really sad about all of them being gone. I love Hakuho. Like I said, Enho is my favorite. I appreciate, we were having this conversation, I don't know, like a month and a half ago or something, in the sumo channel of my Discord. I appreciate all of the people who ship Hakuho and Enho for their, like, mentorship story. It would make a good anime, you know? Like Hakuho having picked Enho's wrestler name and all that stuff. Yeah, Shade, you can have multiple Yokozunas. There's no limit to how many you can have, because the only requirement, technically, is just that you deserve it. Which is typically indicated by, like, number of tournaments you've won, your personality, your age, things like that. But I think the most that there's been at one time is 4? But don't quote me on that. We were very close to having 3. Kakuryu just retired. Oh, thanks, Cheville. That's kind. Hey, Gaffy. How you been? Yeah, no, for sure, Shade. Like, you can have more than one. And they will, like, fight each other. But it's not like one of them winning and the other losing is bad for the loser. Once you're Yokozuna, you stay Yokozuna until you retire. You can't be knocked out of it. It is the only rank in sumo to have that privilege. Everybody else drops rank if they miss tournaments or if they lose. Oh, Ryan! Thank you. That was very nice of you. I appreciate your generosity, you lovely human being. Come on, Terry Kerr. This would have been such a sick poop percent if he would have actually pooped here. I'm feeling a bit better, Gaffy. Like, the worst of it is mostly over. Now it's just like the long-term getting things back to some semblance of normal kind of thing. I have a doctor's appointment later today, another doctor's appointment on next Friday. So hopefully things are a little bit better. I was like really sick again on Sunday. I don't know why. I have hives on my elbows today, which has never happened before, so I don't know. Yeah, enjoy your emotes, Cheville. But I would so much rather take hives than just like general pain. Thank you, Gaffy. I appreciate it.
Atamise Tarana, Ototuri Kuno, Irakazi, Arasai, Iniazi, Awi.
See, Gaffy, remember, I'm a morning person. 5 a.m. doesn't really bother me. Anything before 5 and we're getting a smidge early. But I'm a morning person. I'm gonna do that run. It's gonna end at like 8:30 or whatever, and then I'm just gonna immediately go to work like I normally would. The only thing I'm sad about is that they didn't put, because I'm not on, or rather I didn't participate in scheduling, so I shouldn't really complain, because I'm no glitches staff and I could have participated in scheduling, but I didn't. They didn't put Eco and Last Guardian next to each other as like a Team Eco block, which would have made me like cutesy happy, but whatever. Bagel, honey, you make it seem like I don't feed you, girl. Bagel is just, every day, her routine is, she comes down from the ceiling, she clings onto the left wall of her enclosure, and she has her nose hovered right above her food bowl. And it's like, Bagel, I feed you all the time. You're fine. But she makes me feel bad. Because she's just waiting all day for something to happen in her bowl, you know? I've just been sorely tempted right now. Do I want to? Probably not. I have a strategy that has not been revealed yet that I'm going to be using in the tasks at the end of the year for how to essentially skip this fight with the female Trico. And I kind of thought maybe right now I could try to show it off, but I have to resist. Because that's the fun of debuting the task at the end of the year, is that you get to see the cool things that I found during the year. Do it. Alright, well, if she's already onto me, it won't work. She has to be on the tree. So that determines that. I waited for a fraction of a second and I was like, in my brain, I was like, okay, if she goes for the tree, I'll try it. If she goes for me, I'll do it like normal. And so the universe has decided for us. So essentially we would have skipped right from the beginning there when I jumped over and she hit me. We would have skipped right to these vines. That's a reset then. So it doesn't quite skip, you know, the entire fight because we do still have to do this. I spent a long time trying to get her to launch me through these windows from the outside. It can't happen. Unfortunately, there is an invisible wall in these windows until you touch the checkpoint that's right over here. So basically that new strat skips as much of the fight as is possible to skip. Which means, I guess you'd better be here for the task at the end of the year if you want to see it. But actually, that's not even the coolest thing. I'm not even going to tell you what the coolest thing is in the task, but I am so ungodly proud of it. Like, it's awesome. And it saves at least a minute. I'm so excited. Like, I work so hard on the task for this game. I'm so excited to show off the new things that I found. I'll be right back. Sorry, that was like perfect timing. I thought somebody was at the door. Okay. So yeah, for those who don't know, for those who maybe are not like quite as familiar with that aspect of speedrunning, a TAS is a tool-assisted speedrun. So it's not a speedrun that is done like by a human in real time. Typically, TAS means that you use an emulator and you program it to hit specific inputs at specific times. And so it's basically the computer playing the game perfectly. Or at least as perfectly as people can, like, create. They might find new strategies that they implement into the task to make it faster, or whatever. But for PS4, we can't emulate PS4. So when I say TAS, I don't actually really mean TAS, I mean a theory TAS. So I spent, like, almost 2 years taking The Last Guardian and cutting it into perfect sections. So I would play a section possibly hundreds of times until it went what I deemed to be perfect, including Trico's AI. And then you cut that together with the next section. Ideally, cut it together like at the exact same location when the boy's doing the exact same movement to try to make it as fair and like honest as possible. So it's basically a segmented run, just like very well put together, you know? So it's a theoretical explanation, or theoretical exploration of the fastest possible time that you could get in the game. And I debuted it last Christmas, and I'm hoping to improve it this year and reveal version 2 this Christmas. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've put so much work into the task, and the things that I found this year to improve it, like, I'm really proud of. There's 2 things primarily that I'm like super proud of. So yeah, it's my hope that Christmas... Oh, I didn't split. We actually did save a little bit of time. It's my hope that Christmas, basically for Last Guardian, becomes kind of like a special event season. Last year I unveiled the task and I did a platinum % run. And as crazy as it is, I think I'm gonna do the same thing this Christmas. Trico, get out of the way. Move. I think I'm gonna do the same thing this Christmas. So once again, we'll do a task stream, and we'll do a platinum % run, which my world record for platinum % is 11 hours and 55 minutes. It's quite a task, and there's no guarantee that you can even get the platinum. So we'll have to see. Thinking about maybe like turning it into a charity thing. Trix, can you push me, buddy? Like, you're the one who ruined the cage, okay? Wow, one sitting? I think it took me like a week or so when I played this the first time to like fully get through it. But I was also like really taking my time and doing it just like after work, you know? I can't imagine doing it in one sitting. I say as I sit here and do it in one sitting, but uh-oh. Oh, that was very bad, but that was entirely my fault. So that wasn't even Trico. Eh, we're fine. Aiden! Hi! Congrats on your shiny new Last Guardian Segment 1 world record. I wanted the funny bird dog to love me. Don't we all? Don't we all just deep down crave Trico's love and affection? Don't do this to me. Get down there. I imagine this speedrun is really just waiting for Trico to do stuff. Kind of, yeah. Walter the Conqueror, hello. Hola. How you doing? You know, we're not necessarily out of contention for world record pace. This run has been kind of mediocrely average, but my end game tends to be very good. Don't throw me back here. Alright, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Kind of. We're right on the cusp of not being able to keep this, but it'll end up being fine. Nice. Certainly acceptable. Thank you. I think I've broken my leg again. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate it. Boy, just grab the helmet. Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Aiden. Rico, dude. You meddlesome feather weasel. So yeah, we're not necessarily doing like the best we could possibly be doing. Rico's been kind of a troll, but my end game does tend to be pretty decent, so. White Tower skip will determine a lot of it for sure. Nope, get in there. Dude, start casting your Naruto stuff. I'm glad, Aiden. That makes me happy because I literally made them to like make the game more accessible, and it seems like that's happening. It seems like it's working. So that makes me really happy. Because not everybody has time to sit down and play what is generously 3.5 hours, you know? Like, there are only a couple runners that are sub 330. So, reasonably, you're looking at closer to 345. And not everybody has that kind of time. I barely have that kind of time. So, yeah, Walter, I just introduced ILs, which individual levels. So I basically broke the game into smaller sections, hopefully, that take like 20 to 30 minutes. Some of them are as short as like 5 minutes. To make it a little bit easier for people to speedrun this game if they don't have the full 3 hours and 45 minutes to dedicate to it, you know? There's also a shorter category called Bad Ending that is about an hour-ish for people who want kind of a more substantive run, but again, don't have time to do the whole thing. And imagine what that's gonna do to your any percent, Aiden, you know? Hey, Rick! Nice to see ya!
We are addicted.
Okay, so we'll see how White Tower Skip treats us. And, uh-oh. Did you understand? Good job, dude! That was perhaps the fastest jump I have ever seen him take there. I'm gonna make a note to go back and compare that against the task. Stop. Because there was no, like, gear up time. He just took the jump. Let me see. Air cage jump. Okay. Yes, bad ending is for emotional masochists. So, like, bad ending is meant to be accessible, but at the same time, it's, like, almost poetic how it punishes you for not doing the whole game. It's like you can do this smaller category, but you really only experience the reward if you do the full game. Because bad ending is, like, it's the bad ending, right? You don't want to get the bad ending. How's the run today? It's going okay. It's going okay. We could swing a pretty decent time with a good end game. But Trico has been... he's been a little bit of a flake, we'll put it that way. In other words, I'm not entirely sure that he deserves his good boy badge today. But I'm not gonna take his good boy badge off until he proves that he's being bad. So we'll see. It'll really all just come down to the final couple fights, you know. If he's super pacifist in those, then we're not gonna have a chance. Yeah, starring Trico as himself. Yeah, that's the worst, Aiden. That's the worst. Right before the first technical vine skip, right? By the jug when he's looking up at the tower. It's so hard to get him unstuck when he gets stuck there. I don't really want to be running across this, but I guess. It's better than missing entirely. I should remember to post times for the other segs. Yeah, Chevelle, it's always nice to get that. It's not like a super big deal, but it's always just kind of a satisfying little couple seconds there to not have to shimmy along the wall that one time. Ideally, you just jump straight from Trico's head to the platform you want to land on, and you land directly on top of it. That's like the perfect way to do it. But considering that where Trico puts his head is random and decided by him at the moment, you don't always get that. So I'll take what I can get. Yeah, Mort is a blue-tongued skink. He is, from Australia. There's another kind of skink that looks almost identical to him that comes from Indonesia, but he is of the Australian variety. He has a bright blue tongue, and he is currently kind of feeling gross. He's getting ready to shed. Rico, would you get down here, please? What took you so long? And in addition to Mort, of course, who is on cam, on the other side of his enclosure, over here, we have Bort, his distant cousin. Lizardalis plasticus.
Awizi.
Holo Hero, brought Bort to Midwest Speedfest. Yeah, that was actually a really decent split. Part of it was the nice little jump from Trico's head, but mostly I think we're gonna lose a big chunk of this time again, and I don't know why. I think this split is a little weird. That might be a face tattoo run. It might. Things have not been, like, the greatest. And, like, yeah, usually we don't necessarily get caught there either. What are you doing, buddy? I know, you're twitchy. There's a lot of skinks where you live? I love skinks. They're like my favorite kind of lizard. Mort's usually the one on cam, but I do have other skinks. Tonberry and Dingleberry are both skinks. They're just a different kind. They are prehensile-tailed skinks. Nah, bad ending, like, doesn't technically exist. It's just the name of the category insofar as I created it. The part where... It's right after the demo. There's a place where Trico's, like, holding on for dear life and you have to help him climb up and be safe. It's one of the only parts in the game where if you don't help Trico, eventually he'll fall. And so it's called bad ending because you just wait there and then you and Trico both fall and die. There's another spot coming up where that can also happen. Oh, dang, that's kind of cool, Sancho. That's kind of cool. I'm easy to please, Sancho. What can I say? If it's a meme run, I'm probably down for it. Also, by the way, just because I just noticed it, don't panic about the red that's on the bottom of Mort's enclosure. It's not blood, it's a raspberry. He smushed a raspberry. I don't want you to think he's, like, hurt or something. Oh, the poor kid, like, he doesn't have a spine or something. Like, he should just be paced by the end of the run for all the more that happens to him. Yeah, I saw it. I was checking on Mort last night because, like I said, he was being kind of twitchy. And I was checking on him last night with the flashlight and I just saw that for a brief second and I was like, oh no! And then I remembered that it was just him being picky about his raspberries. Hey Thar, how you been? So Sancho, how go the Eco IL boards? I've been meaning, obviously, to participate, but then things keep going bleh. Oh, you fell down, Mort. Yeah, and the interesting thing, Willis girl, about waiting in this game is that when Trico's doing any of this, like, this isn't actually a cutscene, right? It's a scripted event. So this is happening in the engine of the game, and his AI is doing calculations, which means that sometimes he can do it well, and sometimes he can do it really poorly. And so sometimes you have a run where you lose time for absolutely no reason, other than just Trico chose to be a dum-dum during one of these things, you know? Which is, again, why I say it takes, like, a special kind of person to speedrun this. A certain temperament. Because there's nothing you can do about it. You just kind of accept it. He did well enough during the one that we just had. He was a smidge slow around one of the pillars, but I'll take it. Boy. Alright, so White Tower skip coming up next. That's going to kind of determine where we end up. We're certainly not doing poorly. We could be doing a lot better, but we're certainly not doing poorly. There are basically 3 runners, I think, that have ever gotten a sub 320. And I'm on pace for that, like, quite decently, so. Even if we don't save any more time for the rest of the run, this is a good run. You've trained for this. Oh boy, Sancho. The pressure's on. I did that, like, world record White Tower IL during SDAT. And now watch me not get White Tower, like, 7 times in a row. Long grab, thanks, boy. Well, at least I landed up there instead of grabbing. That kind of makes up for it. I'll take it. Oh, absolutely, Sancho. This would be an amazing run to have in a relay. I would be so happy with this. I would be so happy with this in a Tricofecta, like... Basically, I never want to see higher than 322 these days. But anything sub 320, I'm really happy with, regardless of whether it PBs or not. Mort! Where'd you go? Almost there, Trico. He could save us quite a bit of time if he does really well on this next little fight thing. He's always pacifist. So pacifist. Oh, you hanging out with Bort, buddy? Very nice. So a lot of the time, Walter, if I'm trying to turn the camera and my, like, fingers are otherwise occupied, I do it with my chin. Or with my feet, depending on, like, what position I'm sitting in. Yeah, Bort's pretty lazy. His species Lizardus plasticus is known for their ability to stay in exactly one spot for months at a time.
エディオストリックいて
Bless you, Marty. I heard that. Right, Sancho? Samurai's Trico was unbelievable. It was such a good section. I still don't know that I've ever beaten it. As far as just sheer this section alone, I'm not sure I've ever beaten Samurai. Well, you know, one of them's dead, one of them's off the ledge. I will not complain about that. Where's... oh yeah, there's still two. Okay. Okay. That was really good. That was really good. I bet that's better than what I have in the TAS, at least. Because I think my TAS footage in this section is garbage. Now, admittedly, Sancho, I'm not very good at math, but I think your math checks out there. Does he have spears? Probably. We are getting... oh yeah, I see one. We are getting to the point where I am gonna have to take them out. Hey Mort, you got itchy nose, buddy? Oh, Mort's playing with his skeleton. Okay, White Tower skip. Let me through, Trico. Let me through. Yeah! Okay, 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 come on. He's got a little, like, plastic skull that he's playing with. Okay, so White Tower skip, super easy. Easiest skip in the game. If I say it, it's true, right? Super easy. Easiest skip in the game. First try. Like, for real. Actually, first try. I'm very pleased with that. Fake it till you make it, folks. Alright, so it begins. The potential world record improvement begins here with that White Tower skip. My end game tends to be really good, but I need Trico to cooperate. It's not just me. Sancho. Oh, thanks, Rick. Like, I'm probably gonna go for the thing. Because it's fun, right? It's fun to go for things. Mort, why are you so huge? Why are you so long? There. Yeah, over here in the Last Guardian community, we are very creative when we name things. Oh, I'm terrified, Aiden. I'm terrified of the thing. And it doesn't even matter that much. You save maybe 5 seconds. But I guess we'll see how this section goes. If for some reason I fall to my death or something, maybe we won't. Because we're gonna do a risky jump here, like we always do. Like the unintended jump. Alright, Trico. Be good, buddy. Oh god, that was a bad jump. It's alright. We got him. The boy kind of sprung outward. But I'll take it. Still gonna be faster than waiting for the gargoyle. Ideally, obviously, we wanted to land on his head, but... And normally we do. The boy just kind of took a weird trajectory. I'm gonna be so angry if I fall off here. Okay. Get. Yeah, walls in this universe are made of sponge. Tell me about it. Okay, so are we doing the thing? We're doing the thing. Like, whatever. We're doing the thing. Hey, Treeks. Are you ready? That was a close skim to the wall. Alright. Good job, dude. I was afraid he wasn't gonna catch me. I'm gonna convince myself that we're gonna do the thing, because if I get the thing, it helps to make up for that kind of crappy jump to Trico's head. Oh, he can absolutely fail to catch you. Anytime that Trico is scripted, in quotes, to catch you in his mouth, he can fail. This is the easiest one to fail, but you can fail any of them. Including the one where he grabs you by his tail, as well. Actually, there's 2 where he grabs you by his tail. Alright, let's just do it. Technically, you grab him. Fair. The thing! Yes! We got it. Yeah, so you're supposed to like come down with Trico, but the thing is swaggier, and it helps him pay attention to you a little bit faster. But genuinely, it only saves like 5 seconds or something. Still. Exactly, Aiden. The swag points are why I did it. Could you get off Trico's face though? Like, get off of Trico's face. Get off of Trico's face. Thank you. Jeez. Come here. We've got a very challenging fight to do now. You got this, dude. Do it without me. You don't need my supervision. Come on. I had faith in you, Trico. Don't make me regret it. I have no idea what Trico actually is. I can tell you though that when I did this run at GDQ Frame Fatales, so many people got angry that I called him a dog instead of a cat. Like they were inordinately angry about it. And I'm like, he's a feather weasel. What, like, what do you want him to be? He is what you want him to be. Calm down. Yeah, some kind of... I mean, he is cat-like. He's just like a bird weasel cat dog. There, see? We saved time. Because we did the thing. So all I want is for this fight to go average. It doesn't need to go great, I just need it to not go bad. Alright, step one, easy peasy. Break the camera. Get the lever. So hard to get that particular lever. I don't know why. Alright, this is the crunch point here. We made it through the door, through the legs, through the legs. Trico, move your leg. Thank you. Good job. And down. Awesome. I'm stuck, but hopefully the boy figures it out. Cool. So yeah, failing to do that leg run, if you choose to do it, is catastrophic. If you get stuck on one of the Tricos, which will happen if you're trapped under them and they start to fall without you being like away from them, you will end up down here. The checkpoint will be down there, and you'll have to like be on the other Trico's head, use the chain to climb up to where I just was to the minecart. It's like catastrophic to your time, which is why it's like a make or break part of the run. If you choose to try to do that, you can just stay back and wait by where the lever was until the Tricos fall, and then go and do the same thing that I just did, but... I should have chosen a different spear to remove. Alright, he's got one in his shoulder, and one in his other shoulder. Perfect. Alright. And we're gonna leave those there intentionally. It's not just because I don't love Trico that I'm not taking his spears out. Alright, dealing with these ahead of time so that we don't have to deal with them later. Also this one, which is almost impossible to see. Cool. Could you please just use every single long animation that you have on the way up? That would be great. Alright, so we have hold on Trico, I'll pull it out, which is what I fully expected, and that's why I left those spears in. If the boy says hold on Trico, I'll pull it out, that means that Trico has too many spears in order to progress, so we need to remove some. The problem is that if you remove them early, the boy might still say, hold on Trico, I'll pull it out, and then you don't have any spears to take out. So we left them until he said that. And we will take them out shortly in order to pass the spear check. In this case, because there's none in his thigh, which there often is, I'm going to remove them at the end instead of at the beginning. It looks like the one in his back fell out, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but hopefully the one in his shoulder is sufficient. If it's not, like, the run is dead. That's just it. We have to do this entire section again, so... It's just the problem with them falling out like that is that sometimes the game still thinks they're in, but then you obviously can't pull them out because they're already out. I was hoping he wouldn't put his head down, but I've never found a way to not get him to put his head down, so... Kind of convenient barrel placement. Not like it makes a difference, it's just nice for me as a player. Alright, camera pan, please. Yep, perfect. So as soon as we removed that spear, the game progressed, which is exactly what we wanted. That also checkpoints both of those armors up there being dead, so we don't need to worry about them. Now we just see what happens at the end of the game. Maybe I get shoved in a hole and lose 3 minutes like I did that one time that will live seared into my brain forever. That was still, to this day, the best pace run I've ever had. It was a low 312. And it died, you know, what, 7 minutes from the end or something? That run was the culmination of all of my years of practice of controlling my anger. It was like a crash course in coping mechanisms, you know? Oh, that's so sad, Sancho. That was the only thing that caused you to miss it, was Yorta being a goober in that one spot. Oh, that's so sad, Sancho. And see, like, you have even smaller margins for error than I do, you know? This game is challenging to take world record because you have to deal with Trico for 3.5 hours, but in the end, that creates the potential for swings of like 40 seconds or something. You're looking at like 6 seconds or something. I can't imagine. And yet at the same time, when I missed world record that day, I missed it by 9 seconds. I love his ears so much. His ears are so, like, charismatic. Hey, CJ. This run is, approaching world record pace is what it is. With some sort of thick time save still possible. We'd already be on world record pace at the beginning of the run, hadn't been such a flaming dung heap. Do I like where I am on his head? I think this is probably fine. Uh-oh. 'Twas not fine, okay. The boy bounced off of the back of Trico's head like it was a wall. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Good job. Didn't want him getting stuck. Oh yeah, Sancho, I should do fireflies on stream sometime. Just to like show it. Maybe if we're doing IL runs of this area of the game, I could like spend one to do the fireflies. Yeah, I think that's why so many people were upset that I was calling him a dog, right? Because he does have a lot of cat attributes. Aiden lost his mind. It's a really cool area. It's amazing how much of the game, like, exists, right? Outside of the area you're currently standing on. Because like I showed you, Sancho, when I went out of bounds at the beginning of the game, like, the cage is still there. Even, like, way before you can see it, the cage still exists off in the distance. Stop. 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 Stop, stop. Every single one of these mirrors that we get is a success. Getting them all is ideal. Those are the two most important. Stop, honey. Stop walking. Stop moving. This might have to be a blind shot because I can't see. Nice shot. That's a weird way to stand, but whatever works for you, Trico. Just make the shot. Cool. Good job, buddy.
Always.
That was basically exactly what I wanted to see as long as he jumps. He is. Instead of boosting. So this section went as well as I really could have hoped. That was a really nice blind shot. I was very concerned. Because I had like 0 frame of reference. His leg was so much in the way. That's true, Sancho. It's just like so long. And so much of the cool stuff is at the end too, right? Which partly contributes to that. Hey, Sokasa, welcome back. Hope your meeting went well. Whoop, no. Grab Trico. I don't care where. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when's the last time any of us have been to a meeting that wasn't kind of boring? Chibiel, the lighting in this area is my favorite in the entire game. It's so good. I guess it's supposed to be morning, right? Like, this is supposed to be a sunrise? Alright, come on, Trico. We're almost done. Once we get past this 2 towers section, the entire end of the game just really flies by. You coming? Oh, I actually do not like that shot. Alright, that was my own fault that took an extra second or two. I got a little bit closer than I should have. Run to me. I know you're gonna. Yep. Yeah, like that's my assumption, is that because it was nighttime when we were sitting with Trico, it's just like morning now. Not like we slept through night and through to the next night, and this is like sunset. Which for the longest time I thought, because I didn't connect the dots, you know? I would agree, Sancho. I would agree that his peats are easier to jump onto than his poots. I need to find that picture again of the Trico anatomy. Okay, if I die here, it's bad. So let's focus for a hot second, because we have no checkpoint for these next couple jumps. That one is one of the hardest ones, so just grab this. Well, there's Mort for you, being phenomenally unhelpful. Hey Trico, welcome back. Also, I don't know what Mort is doing. He's not usually butt first out of his cave, but apparently that's how he jives today, so. I think that's Mort speak for 8. Okay, I made it. Lovely. We got off of him a lot earlier than we were supposed to. Always a bit risky to do that because he is breaking the bridge underneath you, but... Come on, buddy. I don't even... What am I looking at here? What parts of you am I looking at? Is this a butt? Come on, buddy. That was actually stupendously risky, and I should not have done that. It worked out fine, but jumping towards Trico's foot like that when he's taking a step is really risky. It's very easy to get yeeted by like a super bounce off of his foot. But of course, that's not the thing that you think about when you're just trying to go as fast as possible. You ready? Alright, so we already took out the armors. That's what we were doing earlier. So now Trico's not upset and we can just hop straight over here as soon as he feels like it. Bless you, Mort. This is true. You get yoked. Not yeeted. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Hey, I'm an editor and a linguist. Be pedantic.
Ready, ready to. Trigger.
I really want to shoot this armor that's up here, but I'm not going to. There's a very specific setup for it that I did in the task. But most of the time it just completely wastes time for no reason, so... if we're not doing it, we'll just do it like you're supposed to. Early on, when my PBs were still like in the 350s, 340s, I would still try to hit that early. It's just like really not worth it. Alright, buddy. Steady. Oh, you jerk. Direct hit on Trico. That always makes him recoil. Most of the time, the spears bounce off. Oh well. I really want to take the spear out, but I can't leave my position on his body. Yeah, so the boy actually can get hit by his spear, and it can knock him off of Trico if it's thrown just right. Which is really a goober thing to do. Like, the armor has to be super, super right on point in order to knock the boy off, but it definitely can happen. And I think that guy doesn't run out of spears. As far as I'm aware, he's one of the ones that doesn't run out of spears. Cheville, don't give me ideas. Because I kind of love it. Like, just like get the boy to die by spear as fast as possible. Don't tempt me like this. That's true, Sancho. I still haven't done... No. I still haven't done pincushion. Which is just like get Trico filled with as many spears as possible. I tried, A-Fan. I tried. The hippo just... He was ardent. He wouldn't let up. Do I need, like, a hippo no emote just for that moment? Really? I broke my leg? Doing what? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, that was a super long break. That was a break like when you fall 30 feet. I don't know why it interpreted that as such a damaging fall when I just hopped off a Trico. Oh well. Trico, honey, don't move. Thank you. Okay, into the end game. Oopsie. Ready? Alright, you know what's up. I trust you, buddy. We do still have to save time. Like, we're not currently on world record pace. We have to save time on the rest. But even still, this is an amazingly good run. And we don't have to save that much. But since we don't have to save that much, that also means we don't have to lose that much. That's Trico picking his teeth. Oh no. Oh, I also like didn't split, but... So that split was very late and we still saved that much. I don't know if Trico got that early kill. It doesn't look like it. Yeet. Alright, Trico's gonna, yeah, interfere with my beam. You got this guy, because you're kind of all up in my business. Stop. Well, this is not the way that I would have chosen to start this fight. Let's put it that way. Stay where you are, Trico. Oh god. I almost died. Oh no! No, Trico, why would you do this? Okay, well, that's where I wanted to be, so thanks, buddy. Trico, there's another soldier up top, bud. I'm gonna need you to... Where's there not? Oh, has this guy just not hit the death plane yet? No, there's definitely another guy. Stop. Okay. Yeah, that guy doesn't have a shield, which is fine. Stop. Get him, Dreeks. Did you get this guy down below you, or is he still alive? Can you get this guy on your own? Can I leave? Buddy. Hopefully the music has stopped. I think that the fight is over. If it's not, we're about to learn with catastrophic consequences. So that did not go as well as it could have. It was okay. It was like kind of average.
Always.
Yeah, at least he didn't throw me off the ledge. That would have been a huge time sink. What are we doing here? Okay. Camera. Camera, for Pete's sake. Alright, so we'll deal with whatever RNG we get here with these helmet throws. For this particular run, I would like to see only one helmet land. But mostly I would just like to see all of them go in one blast. I'm not sure they're going to. Okay, one of them woke up. I can deal with this. This is okay. The other one did not wake up, so okay. It was 2 blasts instead of 1, but I can definitely be happy with this. Because I would rather wake the final one up myself. So that we don't have to do the full animation of the putting the mirror in the plinth. But make no mistake, this run is not over until the timer stops. And we've still got one of the single hardest things left to do. Where is their helmet? There's got to be a helmet in here, right?
Awizi.
Alright. This is it, basically. This is the final very huge time sink. The Door Massacre went pretty well. It wasn't quite as perfect as I wanted it to be, but it still was very workable. So I just want average. Like, all I want here is average. I don't need something spectacular. I am actually even perfectly fine with losing time. Just not a lot. You know, I don't need a gold on this fight. This is a very hard fight. There is so much RNG. It's impossible to know what's gonna happen ahead of time. Help me, buddy. Thank you. Should still be 1 armor on the ground. I'll go for this guy because he's just standing here. Bam. Left door. Miss. That's fully expected. Go for the guy on the terrace. This guy on the terrace is being really cooperative, so I'm actually very happy about this. Both guys on the terrace are dead now. And get him, buddy. He always struggles with this last armor. Well, not quite that much, though. Trico. Thank you. Alright. Put it down, put it down. Why did you get to come out the door? Stop it. So if I see that Trico is swiping at somebody, I'm diverting the mirror so he doesn't break the mirror's light. And so that we still get the shot off. Stop. Alright, this guy left his shield. No shields on the field. Stop. The shields will make Trico stop fighting. Really? How did that miss? I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna go and pull his head off, but I'm not gonna do it because that takes me too close to the middle. That is how you lose a world record. I learned that the hard way. Ah, I couldn't bring it back to this guy in time. Oh yeah, down the hole! Get down the hole! Down the hole, buddy. Oh, you goober. You absolute utter goober. Out of the middle, bud. I will gladly take that fight. Like, I am very happy about that fight. We lost 10 seconds because Trico refused to kill that guy at the beginning, but like I said, all I needed was average. I didn't need anything, like, fancy. Well, Ryan, why do you need a desk that's 8 feet long? Rafellos' enclosure is 8 feet long, and I can tell you in person, like personally, that that is huge. But yeah, so the shields will make Trico stop fighting. If he sees the shields, he'll be like super focused on them, and he won't do anything else until I break it, which usually requires me to charge into the armor and drop it. And for some reason, if he sees shields, they make him more passive for the rest of the run. I don't really think that that was intended, but that's what happens. Which is why it was such a priority to get rid of those shields. Alright, Trico's looking up at the correct direction. Yep, that's the right way, buddy. Being a little slow about it, but... I mean, can you not put your console, like, I genuinely don't know. Can you not put your consoles underneath the computer table? And need less space as a result? Oh boy. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh. Okay. Okay, you know what? This is a risk. Worth it. That required knowledge of exactly when that checkpoint triggered. Because I missed the first door, and the boy is really, really unwilling to fall down into it. But I was confident that Trico had triggered the next checkpoint, which would put me in front of a door. And so it was worth it instead of climbing his tail. But it was a risk. Because, you know, sometimes checkpoints don't trigger, or sometimes the boy also needs to have done something in order to make it trigger, so... I'm being a little bit aggressive. This is a little wider than I might have left it in a non-potentially world record run. I did not like that jump. Can you not? Alright. Alright. Starting the run was a risk. Where's the lie, though? Boy, get up here. Get up, you goober. I'd rather not start just randomly hemorrhaging time. Nice jump. I just want this to be a 312. Like, I was on 312 pace that one time, and I've never been on 312 pace since, so I would really like a 312. Please work, reset. Okay, good. Reset worked. Hopefully that'll help us recover some of this time that we lost to stupid things. So yeah, like, this run is what shows that 310 is possible. Because the beginning of my run was garbage. I lost at least a minute. So... like, just don't do that, you know? Yep, Sancho, it always is. These cutscenes are twice as long if you're on world record pace. Not a bad loss. 2 seconds for all of the shenanigans that just happened there. I'm fine with that. We're almost there. We're almost there. Now the only thing that can mess us up is like a really bad tail pull. Or like 5th shot. I've never had worse than I think 3rd shot. 2nd is pretty common. So, let's just hope today is not the day, huh? Well, hey, this run will cheer me up before I inevitably get very disappointed that the doctor that I'm seeing today doesn't do anything. I gotta remain optimistic. That's been the plan the whole time, Cheville. It's like they're just scrambling the boy for 3.5 hours so that he tastes better. Yeah, powdered bones go down easier. That's right. Ah, here we go. There's nothing I can do to make this faster. We're just kind of chilling. Why faster? It's always the same, but it always feels longer, right? When you're actually trying to accomplish something. You're not wrong, Walter. Like, I think that sometimes the game does kind of tend to fall prey to being, like, overly dramatic. Most of the time, I think it hits its beats pretty well. But, you know, Like, Trico doesn't have to nearly miss every time he jumps on top of something. We didn't have to be on this Trico for literally like a minute and a half. Alright, we're almost there. He's coming in. Yeah, that's true, Sancho. Like, you can't tell. You're like, am I supposed to be hitting buttons? Like, why isn't this ending? Nope. Good job. Possible to kind of get a little stun locked by that Trico, but we got away from him. Alright, we need good tail pull, but... Oh, he still has a spear in him. I'm sorry. Like, I think that no matter what we do, it's world record, but... I would obviously still like for it to be as good as possible. I think we're gonna lose a smidge. I don't see how we're not gonna lose a smidge on this split. But I mean, that's okay. That's quite alright. I'm gunning for the 312 here, if we can. Get in here, you goob. Alright, good jump. Tail pull. Tail pull. Get... Oh, this doesn't look like a good one. Oh, we fixed it. We fixed it. Get down here. Get down here. Move. Thank you. Very close to landing on our feet, so that's good. Unless we catastrophically fail this, we've got 312. Come on, first shot. First shot. Come on. First shot. Nope. Alright. Shoot. Alright, there we go. We got a 312. First 312. And so that's a new world record by 1 minute and 4 seconds. Hey, hey. Whew. So look back though. We lost 30 seconds in these final couple splits, which is like not inconsequential, right? But look at the beginning of this run. I was 22 seconds behind at U-Wall, made it back. I was 14 seconds behind at Vine Skip, made it back. 23 seconds behind at Command Skip, made it back. You know, like, we've still got a lot of time that we can make. So of course I'm gonna keep shooting for 310. I don't see why 310 something is not possible. It might even be like a 310.59, but you know, that's the long-term goal, and I don't see why 310 is not possible. Hey Moose, nice to see ya. Welcome. You joined just in time for a new world record. Thanks for the GGs, everybody. Y'all so kind. So I'll let all of the cutscenes play, because that's usually what I do if I PB. Just so that we have like a nice complete VOD. Yeah, I was here, right Moose? Is Barry streaming? I don't think Barry's streaming. That would be hilarious though. To raid Barry. And be like, another world record! He wouldn't believe me. But it's actually been a decent while since I completely finished an any percent. Because I've been doing like meme runs and bad ending and stuff like that, so... Oh yeah, Barry's gone this week. So no raiding Barry, unfortunately. Oh, if Mutsky's up. Hey, I am a sucker for meme runs, though. And we got some more suggestions today. We got some spear-related categories. The armor category, where they carry you as far as possible. Oh, Sancho, are you saying that, like, bad ending is punishing Trico? And so he wants to do better next time? That's so sad. And see, like, just once, okay? We were just talking about this. I think it was you, Willis, that brought it up. Like the over drama. This is a great scene. A great moment, you know, Trico finally, he's flying. It's great. And also, by the way, that's the other Trico that we were fighting earlier. We hit her in the head with a minecart. He's okay still. But, so check this out, right? What happens? Bam! Into the wall. He doesn't need to run into a wall like that every single time he flies. Like, just once, I wanted to see him fly and, like, almost kind of land and then, like, trip over his own feet or something. Oh, Gaffy, thank you! Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. That was very kind of you. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy your more emotes. And you'll see it too here in just a second. Like, he's gonna be losing feathers willy-nilly, and it's like, you coulda maybe toned that down just like a little bit, you know? Oh, thanks, Mort. I'll take that as a word of praise and hopefulness. Yeah, it's a ton of feathers. Thanks, Gaffy. Any particular reptile you want the treats to go to? Like, even that's a better landing, because it's different, right? It's not the same thing that he's always done. Okay, Gaffy. I'll see if he wants one. Yeah, when he's on break, he might not want one, but I can still offer if you like. Aw, thanks, Mort. Does Eco have any new releases? So, Team Eco is working on something. And I think the only things we know are that maybe it kind of has a robot in it. Hey, CJ. Yeah, this is a new world record by 1 minute and 4 seconds. I want my treat to go to Zuckerberg. So yeah, they're making some kind of new game, I think. We don't know when it's going to be out. We don't know what it's about, but hey, they're making something. That was a little bit of a diss, Sancho. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm excited about it no matter what. I don't really care, like, what genre of game it is. I'll play it for sure. Alright, so that's the final input of the game. The last thing you do as a player is tell Trico to leave. I didn't notice my tattoos. I meant to look during that shot what my tattoos were. That looks so weird, Aiden. Like, praise the Mort backwards looks so weird. So we're gonna skip the credits, but if you've never seen the little, like, after credits thing, stick around for that because it's definitely worth it. Especially if you've been here, like, the whole time, but even if you haven't. So the tattoos, they're the same pattern, but you can finish the game with more or less of them. You get tattoos by being eaten by Trico, so there's some that are guaranteed. And you get tattoos by being caught by armor. So if you go through the whole game, like very rarely or never being caught, you're gonna have way less tattoos than if you get caught like all the time. And getting caught isn't necessarily... I thought about that. I thought about like a max tattoo run, or like a minimum tattoo run. But it's not necessarily a bad thing to be caught by the armors, because when you're caught, that diverts Trico's attention immediately to you. So it can be a good way to get him to fight, like, in the way that you want him to. So it's not necessarily right to just be like, oh, you know, speedrunners never get caught, or whatever. But it all depends on the situation. In some runs, you basically never want to get caught. In some runs, you're getting caught all the time just to constantly manipulate Trico. So it's trying to trick you into thinking that this is the title screen, right? Because this is what the title screen looks like in just a second. When it like rusts here. This is what the title screen looks like. So it's trying to trick you into just being like, oh, okay, game's over, turn the console off. But actually, we've still got a little scene. So yeah, we'll be able to see in just a second how my tattoos fared. I think it was like a little worse than average, maybe. It's kind of hard to remember. So like, I guess this is where Trico crashed, right? And when he barfed me up, he barfed up the mirror too. And it was just kind of buried in the dirt and nobody found it until now. Hit me! Tattoo boy. Huh? That's pretty decent. I have some tattoos on my chin. But I don't have any of the tattoos on my forehead, so... That was pretty decent. I didn't get caught very often. I've been working on it, actually, Cheville. I really want to have a start screen. I just haven't quite implemented it yet. But it's helpful to know that that would help you. That makes me feel more confident that that's something I should do. I support that headcanon, Moose. Hey Ryan, what's Mutsky's channel? Is it Mutsky or Mutsky SRL? Or SR? I don't know. I want to use the chat command for raid. Just Mutsky? Okay, thanks. Oh, absolutely, Willis. Like, as you can see on my splits, 352 runs of this I have done since the last time that I majorly changed my splits. And even now, if I like sit here and just watch this and listen to it and just be quiet, it hits, you know? So this is the beginning of the game. This is where we solved the first couple puzzles with Trico. Like, this was where he was hanging off the ledge, afraid of the water. And up here is the wall, where I learned that I could shoot lightning from his tail for the first time. We're just passing through that. And then this is the beginning of the game, where we started, where we found Trico, where he was chained to the middle here. And... we got our Trico. We got baby Trico. Everything's okay. So it's still a happy ending. Even though everything was kind of violent and aggressive. But yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for what started out as kind of a poop run and turned into somehow a new world record. But I appreciate you all. Don't forget, Thursday we're going to be doing sumo wrestling. on the channel. Hey, thanks for the lizard treats. I can give them to Mort or somebody else. Your choice. But yeah, this was really fun. Glad to be here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Subs, gift subs, everything. Y'all are wonderful. We're gonna raid Mutsky, who is a friend of Octini in chat. Sure thing, I will give a treat to Mort. Thank you so much. So let's get this raid cranking. Say hi to Mutsky when you hop over there. And I'll be back on Thursday. See you later, everybody. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.